What's good? All right, man. Let's chop it up. Happy Friday to everybody. Yeah, wait some people come on, man. Another very good Trill boxing talk. All right, man. What's going on? Yeah, what's good? He says so. The real six team six. Salute King, no doubt, ain't going nowhere. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. What's going on? Bill Stronger Men. He said it's funny how amped up Joshua is about fighting Fury, but not when Wilder was champ. I think he was afraid. He's just lying, man. He ain't trying to fight that dude, man. They ain't lying. We'll get into that in a second, man. They're just lying. Dude, that ain't nothing. This whole thing ain't nothing but ESPN. It's nothing but ESPN trying to drum up some news for Tyson Fury. Because after Tyson Fury won, they couldn't capitalize on it because we went right into a coronavirus thing, and ain't nobody really checking for Tyson Fury. So they're gonna try to do the same thing. What's up, Bert? Saying installing cameras, listening. That's what's up, man. So yeah, man, I don't pay attention to that shit, man. They just full of shit, dude. The fact of the matter is, man, nobody really knows who's going to be fighting who, man. Exactly. ESPN, exactly, Mike. ESPN is just trying to keep their rating, trying to build up Tyson Fury. Dude, one thing that I'm looking forward to is the tremendous flop of Tyson Fury. Because Tyson Fury, dude, gonna flop like a dead fish in a boat, dude, if he fights in the United. Dude, you got to remember, dude, he has flopped every time he's been in the United States. The dude has flopped. If he's not fought Deontay Wilder, every one of his fights is flop, man. This dude is not some massive draw, man, because ain't nobody fucking looking for no big fat goofball ass dude like that. And these dudes that would follow him ain't into boxing. So they're gonna have to really try to push this dude, and that's what I think they're doing. Mahari's Nation. So the original report from Steve Kim, who the fuck cares, got debunked, huh? I never bought into the report. It's all smoke and mirrors. I mean, it's not debunked, dude. He's not getting any. Dude, first of all, fuck Steve Kim. Okay, dude, he's not doing anything but talking to the promoters. And the promoters, every promoter that matters has given the same quote to a bunch of fucking different outlets, dude. Bob Arum said the same thing. He said that the only reason, first of all, Bob Arum said there ain't no conversations taking place about anybody, Tyson Fury fighting anybody other than Deontay Wilder. Bob Arum has said that shit multiple times, dude. Frank Warren has said that multiple times. Shelly Finkel has said that multiple times. The person that is pushing this idea is Eddie Hearn. And Eddie Hearn has been pushing it since Eddie Hearn was pushing that same thing before in the lead up to Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury about Anthony Joshua. The fact is that Anthony Joshua doesn't have any buzz around his name because his ass got dropped by a fat boy, by the Mexican Pillsbury Doughboy, dropped his ass. And now people don't think that he's the big man in the heavyweight division anymore. That shit is gone. So they're bringing up Deontay Wilder's name. They bring up Tyson Fury's name. Now, Bob, there are some things that are, legitimate concerns around that fight that Bob Arum brought up, which are that we're in it right now. We're in a quarantine, or in a, there's a lot of restrictions being placed that would be placed on the fight. So he doesn't know whether or not they were going to be able to have the fight in the United States, and it can't be in the in the UK because Tyson Fury's in the UK and Deontay Wilder in the United States, and you don't know if there's what the travel restrictions are going to be and how that would affect the fight. Also, he's saying, look, for pay-per-view in the United States, people have really been hit in the pocket very heavily. So you don't know if people are going to be able to spend that $80 on the fight. So the one thing that Bob Arum had said was that they might look for some cheaper options for Tyson Fury other than Deontay Wilder because of that situation. That cheaper option is not fucking Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is not a cheaper option. It's just horse shit. Because number one, Tyson Fury does not have a license in the UK, and You can't get 100,000 people into Wembley Stadium in the UK when they're under orders to restrict their movements and to restrict contact from between people. You can't do it. So it's just like the only reason that they're bringing this shit up, logical reason that ESPN is bringing it up is to push the name Tyson Fury and put Tyson Fury's name in some headlines and connected to Deontay, and connected to Deontay Wilder, connected to Anthony Joshua. They're playing Google search term games. That's all that shit is good for, is Google search terms. If you look up to get for Google Analytics, that's why they put that dumb shit up there, man. And I mean, dude, and anytime, what's going on, D-Style? Said doing essential work and listening. That's what's up, man. My man, subscribe to my man D-Style Boxing, who is definitely invited to come to OG Boxing Talk if you can get your ass up early enough in the morning on Sunday morning. Because, we old men wake up in the morning. So, yeah, man. So that's my thing, man. That's just a bunch of horse shit, man. Juniper B said, so the report of AJB Fury negotiations was from Sing Kim. I knew it was from sources. First of all, listen to what they say. Listen to what they say. They say Eddie Hearn said that we had received contact. Contact from who? You know what I mean? Contact from who? Let's get the fuck out, dude. You stop lying. Trying to sell this dude, man. Dog, he got to fight Deontay Wilder, dude, to come up off that fucking money. That's what he got to do. Okay? You don't want to fight. You don't want to fight Deontay Wilder, come up off some money. Come up off some money, homie. Okay? Point blank period. Come up off some money. And there's nobody in the United States Tyson Fury can fight. Nobody but Deontay Wilder. So think about this. Even if, dude, first of all, Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, I don't have a problem with that fight happening. I think that fight should have been happened. That's in the UK. Those dudes are both from the UK. Make the fight in the UK. The problem for that is, dude, you ain't got a British boxing license. You don't have a boxing license in the UK. Don't even got one because he tried to duck out of that Martin Carefoot stuff. So, yeah, that's just some freaking nonsense, man. And then Bob Arum's talking about Terence Crawford. Who's going to pay for the fight between Terence Crawford and Sean Porter? What do you mean who's going to? It's amazing. Have you noticed how Bob Arum cannot find a way to pay for a whole bunch of fights that the PBC already paid for? Like, Terence Crawford versus Sean Porter shouldn't be no more expensive a fight than Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman. It shouldn't be any more expensive because neither one of them are any bigger a star or demand any bigger a payday than the other one. Dude, Terence Crawford his pay rate is middle of the fucking road with the rest of those fighters. It's the same as those other second tier heavyweights or top tier heavyweights. Same as the top tier heavyweights. He gets the same money as Danny Garcia, man. He gets the same money as I'm pretty sure he gets the same as Keith Thurman. He might get more than Sean Porter. The dude, it's Sean Porter. Why can the PBC pay for that fight, but you can't? It's just ridiculous. Dude don't want to make the fight, man. That's all that is. That's all that is. You don't want to make the fight, dude. Arum is losing and giving Khan $7 million. Yeah, because you know why? Because Khan could win the fight. Because Khan couldn't win. Because Khan couldn't win, dude. Seriously, I've been watching. What's going on, BNB Boxing? I've been watching. Oh, let me see. Avery First. Hey, man, thank you for following me on Twitter. I think Avery 81st, you followed me on Twitter today, man. Thank you. He said, Fannon, do you think Fury wants to get out of the fight because it saves face if he loses the trilogy fight? I don't think so. I doubt it. Tyson Fury would take the fight. I don't think that he would do that. There's nothing that I've heard from him that would make me believe that. I think he would take that. I think he would take the fight that he's got set up on his contract. That's what I would think. I put this whole conversation is on ESPN in my book. And fuck Steve Kim, dude. If Steve Kim is connected with the shit, man, fuck Steve Kim. Steve Kim's a fucking troll. That's the thing that gets me. Like, dude, I see this dude's name on ESPN. Like, what the fuck? Dude, why would you hire a fucking troll to write your boxing articles for you. That dude is literally a troll, man. Literally a troll. I mean, Dan Rayfield, at least Dan Rayfield wasn't I mean, he was on some bullshit, but he wasn't a fucking full-out troll. Steve Kim is a troll. Steve Kim is probably in this damn live stream, probably listening to it. He's probably one of the guys that you have to block. He's probably one of these guys that you have to block coming underneath an alias. His ass is that big a fucking troll, man. Bob seems eager to let Pulev get his crack. That way he has an in-house undisputed fight if Pulev gets the upset. Exactly. Dude, exactly. Why would Bob Arum not get the fight with Pulev? Dude, that is Pulev versus Tyson Fury is his fucking wet dream, dude. Two white heavyweights fighting for the white heavyweights fighting for the undisputed championship of the world. Dude, that is so much up Bob Arum's alley, dude. Bob Arum ain't doing jack shit that would get in the way with that. Get in the way of that, man. Not what's going on, Big Dog Willie. I mentioned you in a video today, man. He said, because I feel the same way about you, same way about Leo Santa Cruz that you feel about Dillian White. Daily affirmation, fuck Dillian White. Daily affirmation, fuck Leo Santa Cruz. Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Here's how I see it. Crawford signed a Scottie Pippen-like contract and undervalued himself. Now he wants to get mad. That's your fault, bud. I don't think so. He's getting fucking paid. I don't know. Nah, man. Nah. Look, dude. I'm doing a lot of research right now on Bud Crawford. Okay, a lot. All last night, nothing but Bud Crawford fights. The rest of today, when I get done with this stuff, nothing but Terence Crawford. His personal life, his career, his fights. I watched them all in order, reading the boxing articles about it. Let me tell you this is my impression of Bud Crawford. Bud made it when he was not supposed to make it. Okay? See, these other guys are high. See, don't think of Bud as somebody that was like a glorified amateur. He's not a glorified amateur. He was not somebody that was supposed to be a major star, even though he was super talented and an excellent fighter, got all the skills you need. He was never pushed that way. He's still not really thought about that way by Top Rank. But anyway, so the way he came out of his career began, right? I'm telling you, go look at where he was fighting when he first started. This dude was fighting in bars. This guy was fighting in parking lots. And he's fighting in parking lots. He's fighting in parks. You know, like one of the fights, I swear if they would have changed that angle, you would have saw a jungle gym sit right behind his fucking corner. Okay? I mean, that's where he was fighting. So to come from that as a professional, right? To not make the Olympics, be a first alternate to the Olympics, to go pro fighting under those type of circumstances, right? And to basically luck up to become the type of guy to be put in the situation that he's in. I just don't think he wants to lose it. I don't think he wants to risk it. I think he feels like he is way ahead of the game, man. And the only thing he's looking for is respect. That's what I think. I think the only thing that Terence Crawford really wants in boxing, more so than money, in my opinion, from what I listen to what he says, the way he handles himself, more than money, dude wants some respect. Dude wants respect. He wants people to know and say he's the best fighter in the world. That's what I believe about him. But I don't think that but I don't think that he's going to take any risk with his money. You know what I mean? I just don't think he's going to take any risk with his money. He said, Mike said, Terence Crawford gets treated like Marvin Hagler did. Yeah, man. Dude is Junior True said facts. Bud was a throwaway for Scam Daddy. That's why he threw him in against Ricky Burns. No. One back, Junior the Truth. Not why he threw him in with Ricky Burns. Ricky Burns, they knew he could beat. They knew he could beat Ricky Burns. That was like, oh yeah, we'll take that belt. See, because you got to remember, Ricky Burns had just lost to Ray Beltran. Ricky Burns got the decision, but Ray Beltran broke his jaw and knocked him down like 3 times the fight before that. So when they didn't give Ray Beltran another shot at a belt that he should have had. So when Terence Crawford went over and fought Ray Beltran, he beat the piss. When he fought Ricky Burns, he beat the piss out of Ricky Burns. That wasn't even close. That was just a one-sided, and they had to have seen that coming. The fight where they were like, the thing that got Bud put on was the Breeders Prescott fight and Tim Bradley. Because remember, Tim Bradley's his boy. So Tim Bradley was like, he was supposed to be fighting on the undercard underneath that fight. He wasn't supposed to fight Breeders Prescott. He was still at 135 pounds, but Breeders Prescott's guy, whoever was fighting, he was supposed to fight, got injured, pulled out of the fight, and Terence Crawford took that fight. And then he beat Breeders Prescott. And then after he beat Breeders Prescott, then he moved back down to 135 because people are like, oh yeah, this dude can really fight. So, and Adrian Brawner, there was an opportunity because Adrian Brawner had left the 135-pound division because Adrian Brawner was really the man at lightweight when Terence Crawford started at lightweight. But once Adrian Brawner went up to 147 and left all that, the 135-pound division was wide open. And I was listening to, because I'm watching the HBO telecast. Then the HBO telecast is laying out a lot of the Prescott is a starter pack. I didn't know that about that for Terence Crawford. Dude, like I said, Terence Crawford was just coming out of fighting on fucking parking lots. He was an underdog to Breeders Prescott. He was an underdog in the Breeders Prescott fight. They just didn't, he's just kind of like a ringer. They didn't know what he was about because he was still fighting. I'm telling you, dude, the dude was fighting in bars, in public, and parking lots. He was not somebody that got signed with Top Rank out the gate. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got you, Richard Shelton. Hey, Mr. Shelton, I'm just trying to use this as an example to talk through the circumstance. What's going on? Hey, Angela Wise with the, I gotta look at, damn, how can I see it? I can't see the chat. Dang, I can't see it, dog. Can't see it. Much love in that super chat, Angela Wise. So I didn't mean to be, I hope I didn't sound like I was getting on you, Mr. Shelton. I didn't intend to. All right, cool. That's what's up. That's cool. I want to make sure that when I abuse somebody, it's somebody that deserves it, not somebody like you that clearly does not. So anyway, dude, I've gotten a lot of respect for Bud going through those fights and really being able to refresh. Thank you, Angela. Yeah. So anyway, I have gone back through dude's fights, and I understand. Like, I see what people really. The dude can fight, man. The dude can really, 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 really fight, man. That dude is a fighter, and he's beating the piss out of people, dude. But you know who gave him his best fight? The guy, dude. I'm telling you, dude. Look, man. Bud is not Superman. Okay. That's a style thing to a certain extent, dude. Certain extent is style because there was a certain fight for about 3 rounds against a guy who had no chance. Okay, this dude had no chance to win this fight. But watch that fight again. Watch what he does to Bud. I'm telling you, watch how what this dude does to Bud, and that'll tell you something, man. It'll tell you something. It'll tell you something about black fighters, in my opinion. No, not Beltran. Not Beltran. No, not Beltran. He beat up Ray Beltran. Ray Beltran got beat up. He was just playing with Beltran. He must have liked Beltran. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I thought about the Ray Beltran fight. I thought he liked like, he didn't beat up Ray Beltran. He probably liked Beltran or something. He didn't really have that. He really didn't have the evil. Yes, Mr. Shelton, Hank Lundy. Dude, Hank Lundy was giving him that fucking business. Okay? He was giving, not Gamboa, Hank Lundy. Hank Lundy. Dude, Hank Lundy, I'm telling you, if Hank Lundy was the same size as Terence Crawford, the same size, and he didn't leave his hand, like he didn't do that, didn't leave the left side, his head so wide open. But if he was the same, but then if he was the same size, he might have been able to get away with it. But Hank Lundy, Hammer and Hank got that hand, he holds that left hand too low. But bro, he switched on, dude. He was giving Terence Crawford some problems. Dude, his upper body movement, his shiftiness, and he switched and went southpaw on him. Dog, Hank Lundy was trying to show out, dog. Hey, Hank Lundy got my respect, but he's just too little, man. Dude, Hank Lundy. But look, Hank Lundy was just too little. Hank Lundy, see, this is one of the problems, man. And one of the reasons I talk about boxing and black fighters so much. Dude, Hank Lundy was fighting at 100. Was he at 135 pounds? I think that might have been a 135-pound fight. Please tell me it's not a 140-pound fight. I think it was a 135-pound fight. I think it was a 135-pound fight. Man, you cannot fucking tell me. You cannot tell me that any of those dudes at 130 pounds want to see Hank Lundy, dude. You can't tell me because he's so little, dude. He was so much smaller than that was 140. Oh, you can't tell me this dude that these dudes want to see him at 135 pounds, man. At 130 pounds. Because he looked like a 130 pounder in there. He looked like a 130 pounder in there. Like 3 inches shorter, 3 inches shorter. He looked like a little mini version of Terence Crawford. I mean, you can't tell me that dude wouldn't have done dirt against guys in lower weight classes. But he probably just couldn't get the fight. They probably did him like a drunken master, dude. I'm telling you, man, go watch the first few rounds of that Hank Lundy fight, man. Matter of fact, watch the whole Hank Lundy fight until he gets his ass knocked out. But trust me, that right there, that was like you looking at a grown man fighting a little kid, but that little kid got hands and popped your ass upside the head more than a few times, dog. Exactly. 130 or 135. Oh, he said Hank was a champ at 130 or 130 something at the time. 130 or 130. You talking about 126 or 130 at the time? Yeah, dog. Hey, dude. Hank whoop your ass, dog. I remember Hank Lundy, but I'm sorry. I got to make my admission. My eyes weren't really on it like that because when I'm watching fights, I don't really watch. I watch them and just watch what's going on. I'm not really paying tremendously close attention to certain details of the fight until I see it later. It's always hindsight's 2020, right? When there's not a lot of drama going on and you're not watching it with people, you can just sit down and watch it. Dude, Hammer Hank was giving Terence Crawford the business. Okay, he gave him the business. That upper body movement, the ability to switch southpaw with him, that was tough. That was tough, man. That was. I watched it post-stall. I think the last fight I watched was post-stall. I'm on post-stall. Man, Max Kellerman, and it reminded me why I'm so glad that HBO is gone. For a couple seconds, because I'm watching a lot of HBO fights, I'm thinking to myself, wow, I really kind of missed this. Like, this is a really good event. Like, I don't know if you remember, but the HBO's production of a fight was the best. At the time. They've been gone a couple years now. I think Fox is real good, but it's got a different feel than HBO. HBO had a certain feel. Well, Dark Vader said, Fannon, bless up. Knowledge is everything. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. St. Cruz said Lundy gave Bud problems early. Bud figured him out, though. Nah, St. Cruz. He didn't figure him out. He knocked his ass out. He didn't figure him out. He just hit him. And Hank Lundy was too little to do anything about it. Dude, Terence Crawford came into the ring at like 154. Came in the ring at 154, man. He's just too big, man. He's just too big and too long. He didn't figure that shit out. He just knocked his ass out. That's the difference, man. That's the difference. He didn't figure him out. He knocked him out. Because he hit him with that shiznit. Because, he'd be like, bow. He got them left hook. He comes, hey, I can see, though, now. I got to make an admission, okay? Drink more water, dog. I don't see. This is what drink more water gets for me for not coming to videos where I don't have Terence Crawford in the title. See, drink more water and Woolbag would be in this motherfucking chat if I had put the name Terence Crawford in the title, but I didn't, so they didn't show up. I'm telling you, that's Bud Crawford, dog. That's his cousin. That's his brother. That's somebody, dog. That's somebody, dude, that is closely associated with Terence Crawford. But see what they get? I'm now giving you an in-depth breakdown of Terence Crawford and why he's the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Dude, seriously, as I continue to go through it, because actually that's what I'm doing. Fuck it, I blew it. I'm going through and I'm really doing my pound-for-pound stuff. I'm really going to figure this shit out, dude. Okay, I got the criteria. I got, and I'm working hard on it, dude. So I went through Terence Crawford. I know Terence Crawford now. Yeah, exactly. Drink more water. I'm trying to say that's Terence Crawford. I don't want to hear shit else. I would walk up to Terence Crawford. I would say, "What's up? Drink more water." And I would be like, "Hey, exactly." Fannon, Crawford needs to fight a top 3 guy. He's not number one pound for pound. Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. Fuck that dumb shit. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He is fucking designed for pound, dude. Designed for it. You have 4 scoring criteria in boxing. 4. Because that's what you want to know if you're the best fighter. If you want to be the best fighter, fuck all that other dumb shit you guys be talking about. What defines the best fighter? They're the best at boxing. Well, how do you know who's the best boxer? You look at the rules and the scoring criteria. And there's 4 portions of scoring criteria for a fighter. Clean, effective punching, effective aggressiveness, defense, and ring generalship. And let me tell you, Bud is loaded in all of those categories, dude. All of them. Clean, effective punching. Ridiculously clean punches from Bud. Bud snaps your head back with everything. Everything. Uppercuts, left hooks, right hooks, straight rights, straight lefts, jabs, right-handed jabs, left-handed jabs. He's one of the most clean and effective punchers in boxing. He is beating the piss out of people towards the half end, the tail end of them fights, man. Terrifically clean and effective punching. As does he now say who has more clean and effective punching? Vasily Lomachenko or Terence Crawford? It's about what and what, but I say Terence Crawford has more clean and effective punching than Vasily Lomachenko does. Tie at most. Who is the most effectively aggressive? Bud. Because Vasily Lomachenko is not particularly aggressive. But to Bud Crawford, they're both way up there. But I would give Bud the advantage on that too. On effective aggressiveness, man, ain't nobody more aggressive than Bud. Bud is super aggressive. Only time he gets, but then defense. Dude, his defense is this, and I don't know anybody else in boxing that has this defense. He literally turns into a different fighter when he wants to play defense and goes southpaw on you. Not only does he then create, first of all, he makes the fighter, the guy he's fighting, mind switch up. And now they're like, now I got to know what to do to attack a southpaw, right? So he does that, and then he also puts himself in a position where he has the advantages that the southpaws have, and he does that for whole fights at a time. When he feels like this guy might have something to hurt me, boop, southpaw. But then what happens as soon as he hurts you? Orthodox. And then he goes straight into orthodox and murder mode. Nah, Vasily Lomachenko is more like ring generalship, and he's just change angles. And then if for some reason you cause him any issue, then he'll come forward. It's just not as nice as Terence Crawford for me. Defense, dog, definitely Terence Crawford. Definitely Terence Crawford. Terence gets hit, but Vasily gets hit a lot more, and Vasily Lomachenko is already lost to Orlando Salido. So there you go. Okay. Then you have ring generalship. I already just explained. I'll get to Spence. If you want me to do the Spence, I got to study the Spence, but I'll give you my Spence. But I'm talking about against Vasily Lomachenko. But then you look at his ring generalship. He literally is changing the entire fight around when he switches southpaw for that period of time. And he can come forward. He can come back. He sets exceptional traps, getting people to come forward to him, and then punching at the same time. Dude is nice, man. Dude is nice, dude. Dude is really, really nice. I highly encourage anybody listening to this video go watch Bud fight. That boy got hands now. So yeah, and over Canelo too. I think what Canelo has over him is he has more names on it. He has more names. But he also tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs, so you're out of there. Strike and a miss, homie. You gotta go. You pop dirty. So the conversation with Canelo is the same thing: effective aggressiveness, defense, clean and effective punching. He has all of that. Excellent defense, excellent ring generalship, very clean and effective punching. And he can be very aggressive when he wants to be. He's a top dude too, but Pop goes the motherfucking weasel. Yeah, I mean, but even the old names, I'm just talking about what he can do in the ring. Do you think Crawford can beat Spence? I do not. Exactly. Bud is a special talent. Yeah, he's oozing with it. He's oozing with it. And he's so nice. He's so nice with it because it's just him. That shit's not somebody teaching him what moves to do at what time. It's him just knowing a bunch of shit he can do and wanting to whoop your ass. That's just, he just wants to beat you. He wants to beat you the fuck up. And he's extremely, extremely, extremely good at beating you the fuck up. But here's the problem. And yeah, I know we hear this. I know we hear the Spence thing. But this is what I'm telling you about Spence. Dude, Spence is going to beat you up too. He wants to beat you up. He wants to beat you up. And Terence wants to beat him up. Terence is going defensive. And plus, it switches everything because he's a southpaw. Bud can't use the southpaw. Now, I've seen Bud in some southpaw versus southpaw exchanges, like in the Hank Lundy fight when Hank Lundy switched with him. Then it was a scenario where it was southpaw, and then Bud had to be more aggressive. But then so Bud became the aggressive southpaw, which he can do. But dude, that southpaw stance with Errol Spence Jr. is going to cause him problems because he is super aggressive in the orthodox. So when he's super aggressive in the orthodox, he's going to be going at a southpaw when he's aggressive. That's going to throw his ability to be aggressive off from the orthodox stance, which puts him in the southpaw stance. But now when you're in a southpaw stance, you're in a southpaw and southpaw matchup. So he's going to have to come up with, he's going to have to have a different pattern than all of the fights he's had so far in his career, because nobody in his career suits that type of for the game to play out that way. That's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, some of his biggest strengths walk out the room as soon as he gets in there with a southpaw. But now you're not talking, but if he wants with the southpaw, see, he's such a good fighter that even if he went southpaw on southpaw with a regular southpaw, he's going to beat him. But Errol's not that regular southpaw, dude. There's a lot to Errol Spence Jr. A lot of the ass whoopings that he's dishing out have something to do with the fact that he's a southpaw. But now you're talking about an aggressive southpaw with a jab that changes levels. So, like, for example, and I've not seen all this technical talk would fight somebody. You know what, Dan? That's the first time I've ever seen I've ever seen somebody say that. I don't know what you mean by technical. What do you mean by technical talk? I got 5 racks on Errol versus Bud. I got an additional 1K. He wins violently, dude. It's gonna be, dude. Seriously, I'm talking about just dudes looking at it like they fighting in the street. Dude, I don't know, man. Because Errol's trying to come beat you up and he's not being complicated with it. He ain't being cute. He's not being cute. Bud is cute. See, Bud can do a whole lot of shit, but dude, if a guy only lets you do one thing, it's a fight. You know what I mean? It's a fight. That's going to be a fight. Errol has to control his own ability to fight. But there's so many things between those guys. What makes it so makes that matchup so intriguing to me is that they both have so many differences because they're like polar opposites in some ways relative to their career. But in other ways, they're very, very, very similar. Very similar. So look, Mr. Mon said Bud normally controls the pace of every fight. Anybody controlling the pace against Spence is very difficult. Yeah, because that's the point. The pace is, you know, the pace. The pace is this. There's no time. This figuring you out, feint, dog. That shit's not working. He's not paying attention to your feints. Your feint is going to be matched with a straight left to the gut. Is what's going to happen. Yeah, you got that right. That's exactly what the fuck I'm about to do. Bop your ass on the stomach. You know. And I have seen Bud get hit with a body shot that I think hurt him. Can't remember what fight that was. Might have been the Delorme fight, actually. But it might. I don't think it hurt him bad, but he reacted a little bit to it. Like, but I will on the other side say I don't think there's much of a size disadvantage for Errol. Oh, it's Benavidez. Yeah, I saw him because he grabbed that up. And Bud's never seen that type of thing. I don't know, you know, and the intimidation factor is not going to happen either. That intimidation factor, Errol got rolled up. First of all, Errol was never going to be afraid of him. And 2, Errol just got rolled over in a Ferrari. He ain't worried. He ain't going to be scared of fighting you. Bud's psychological advantage ain't there because Bud's a bully too. Shit, you don't, man, dude, Bud looked like he'd beat you up. That dude likes to fight. Let me make sure I didn't miss nothing. Nope, didn't miss nothing, man. How much money to buy Wilder? Don says that how much money to buy Wilder? 40 million. 40 million. Cash. And a guarantee that I get the next fight. Then you need to do that. You need to do it, Deontay. 40 million. I need 40 million and a guarantee from both parties that I get the winner. And yeah, step aside. For that, step aside. Everybody got a cost, huh? He said Bud looked angry 6 out of 7 days weekly. Yep. He said, and the muscle endurance and Spence would hurt and potentially stop Crawford. It's just tough because it's right. See, because Errol everything is right here. And everything for Bud is kind of out here. You know, it's out here with the southpaw stance. In orthodox, he's coming right at you. Exactly. $40 million, $40 million in right. Yeah, and with both cats in right, no worries. Hey, make it happen, Qatar. Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen. You know what I mean? Make it happen. I would say, man, please. Now, for the first time ever, if that was offered to Deontay Wilder, $40 million and guaranteed the winner by both parties, I would call Deontay Wilder dumb if he didn't take that. He said, Fannon, did you see Maurice Lee dude video? I saw his box wreck, dude, and after that, I was done. That's what I saw. I saw Maurice Lee's box wreck. And when that happened, I was like, man, whatever, dude. But no, I didn't see it. Matter of fact, let me go look at Maurice Lee's box wreck again. Before I listen to what anybody says, I go to the box wreck. Maurice Lee boxer. Let me see. What is this? 12-1. with two draws. It says 12-1-2 at age 28. Okay, that's what it says. That's what it says to me. That's what it says to me. Nah, man, I know nobody want to hear you, dude. Stop. You know what I'm saying? Stop. Stop. No, nobody want to stop. Jimmy Bernard says, salute Fannon. Enjoy your show. What's good, chat? What's good with you, man? He said, BoxRec can fool you sometime at 11-1-2 with two draws. Ain't nobody getting a draw off of this year. this year last year. It was last year, man. Last year. He had a fight with a guy named Leonard Davis who was 4-1-4 and got a majority draw. After that, he fought Andre Bird, who was 7-5-2 and got a unanimous decision. Then he got a majority decision against a 9-11 fighter and a 11-2 fighter. Lord have mercy, dude. And he has not had, and he's gone against, dude. Yeah, dog. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, man. I might as well be talking shit. Okay? I might as well be talking shit. With that shit, get out of here, man. Come on, dog. Bring back Hank Lundy. Okay. I'd rather see Hank Lundy get the shot than him. Fannon, speaking of bad record, what's your thoughts on Emmanuel Augustus from back in the day? One of the greatest fighters. Great fighter. Who threw a lot of fights. So I guess unless Maurice Lee was throwing those fights, maybe he was throwing. Maybe when he lost to a guy with a losing record, dude, he lost a fight before, and he took almost a 2-year layoff after this. It was a unanimous decision loss to a guy that was 8-12-2. A unanimous decision loss to a guy that was 8-12-2. I'm glad that you brought it up, though, dude. Yeah, exactly. Augustus threw fights. Dude, he got knocked out by a punch that missed by 6 inches. A dude missed him by a punch by 6 inches, and he went. Man, he was making money on the side, dude. You kidding me? People were putting bets down on him. Man, what round you about to throw this fight, Emmanuel? Yeah, let me have some fun. I drop it around 7. Just put it on 7. KO 7. Put 10 minutes. I need a toaster when the fight is over. Okay, you better stop. I need your stove. I need a new refrigerator. And I need a 72-inch TV. Okay, seventh round, about the 2-minute and 30-second mark. That's what I think of Emmanuel Augustus. Because, dude, heck no, man. Harrison said, what do you think? Do you think the extra weight on Wilder hurt him? People ignore that. Wilder was defensive about the weight in the post-weight and interview, and that made me, I don't know, man. At this point in time, he lost the fight. Man. You know what I mean? I'm not putting too much more energy on that, dog, about what happened in the fight, because seriously, he got such a fucking bad rap about he ain't saying nothing. Other people saying a bunch of stuff, and he's getting all of the heat for it. Just nah, dude. I enjoyed the glove gate because Tyson Fury got busted being a cheater, and all the other people want to ignore it and act like it was people are making it up. Like I don't have eyes. You know what I mean? Like the crazy thing is, dude, that these people are arguing about something that you see. You know what I mean? I see it. It's right there. No way, man. No way. And then you have to send you fake doctored photos to try to debunk you. Man, y'all whack as shit for that bullshit, dude. Why don't you just say what you know is true? Okay? You know he cheated. You know he cheated. And I know you cheated. Note I didn't say that you know he cheated against Deontay Wilder. What I'm saying is you know he cheated. You know he's a cheater. There ain't even a question about whether he's a cheater or not. But y'all want to act like it's crazy for somebody to say that a dude who was a notorious cheater cheated? Crazy, man. Crazy. What's going on? Is Bumpy Thompson in the building? What's good, Bumpy Thompson? I think it was too much weight. I mean, it is what it is, man. You know, it is what it is at this point. It's gonna be what it's gonna be what it is. Tyson Fury is a very good fighter, though. You know, who do you think got better skills, Buds or Boots? I mean, I gotta see more. I gotta see more of Boots to say that. You know what I mean? I didn't see everything that Terence Crawford had when Terence Crawford was 22 because he was fighting in parking lots. And he was just walking straight to dudes and knocking them out. He was serious. In his early fights, he's just walking up to them, busting them up, beating them up, and dropping them. They had no, because he shouldn't have fucking been there. You know what I mean? Bud was like, don't get me right, in the parking lot. I'm not saying Bud was the type of fighter that should have been fighting in a parking lot. He shouldn't have been there. Okay. Somebody, if boxing was, they weren't trying to sell golden boys and, you know, had real respect for the American fighter, ain't no fucking way in the world that Bud Crawford's ass would have been fighting in the fucking parking lot. So when he had him in the parking lot and in the bar, he went in there and it looked like he didn't belong there. He beat the tar out them dudes, man. The tar out of them. So, nah. Crazy. Don't get me wrong, man. So with Boots, I think Boots is taller, longer. He is probably going to wind up at 140, 154, 160. But, you know, I got to see more than Boots to say. I'm saying I think that he has all the talent Bud has. I think. You know what I mean? But that's got to pan out. I'm wondering about his chin. Not that he did anything to show me that there was anything wrong with it. I've just not seen him take it. Now, I have seen Bud. Bud got a chin. Bud has gotten hit a lot because Bud mixes it up. Bud gets hit. No, Boots is nobody's easy win fans' perspective. Oh, no doubt about it, man. No, Lenny Lewis said, you still crying about Wilder getting his arse beat and it even wasn't a competitive fight fact? No, I'm not crying about it. In fact, Mr. Lenny Lewis, I think I said I don't give a fuck. At this point, Deontay Wilder won. I mean, Tyson Fury won the fight. I just said that shit. Just said it. But in case I know you were sitting out there hanging on, doing some stupid shit. I don't know what the fuck you doing right now, dog. You know, wherever the fuck you are doing some stupid shit, you probably weren't fucking paying attention to when I said at this point in time, whatever, Tyson Fury won the fight. People complain too much, but the motherfucker did cheat. And I didn't even mention him cheating in the Deontay Wilder fight other than I did mention the glove. But no, I'm talking about when he got popped dirty for Nandrolone. You know damn well. He did, didn't he? Did you miss that part? Mr. Lenny? Did you miss the Nandrolone? How's Martin Carefoot treating you out there, dog? How's Mike? Hey, he's probably one of them smart asses like, Tyson Fury got over. He got over. Because let's talk about the real cheating. Let's not talk about, what I call cheating. Let's talk about some real cheating. The type that gets you suspended for multiple fucking years. That type of cheating. Like the type of cheating that Dillian, the Dillian White got caught for when he got suspended for 2 years. That type. The type of cheating that Tyson Fury got suspended for 2 years for. And let's talk about the type of cheating that would lead him to drop his license in the UK because he had a fight in the United States. So let me drop this. Once I know that there's a possibility that UCAD and the British Boxing Board of Control, UK Anti-Doping, and the British Boxing Board of Control might be looking into whether or not I bribed a man to provide false testimony and to give me an alibi that might have led to the bankruptcy of the British Boxing Board of Control. So they settled with me because they couldn't prove the case. Because why couldn't they prove the case? Because I had an alibi. Because I had an alibi that I ate it in wild boar meat. But now that the man that said that is like, nah, dude, and he asked me to lie, and I lied for him. And then when it got to be a real big deal, because I was like, yeah, I'll tell I'll tell you that I bought boar meat for me. Cool, whatever. All right, cool. Go on, man, young man. Great job, champ. Be a champion. You know, somebody from his hometown, a man from his hometown, right? Where he trains or whatever, Lancaster, whatever the fuck it is. Somewhere right around in that same damn area. Hooks him up by lying for him. Then, when they promise that they're going to pay the dude 25,000 pounds, Tyson Fury reneges. Then the man goes to the promoter for Tyson Fury, Frank Warren, and tells him, you got to be kind of desperate, don't you think? If you're asking for $25,000 and you're going to a promoter threatening to come out with the truth if he doesn't pay it. And then but then what happens? Frank Warren says to Martin Carefoot, go ahead and tell UCAD. Got it. He didn't always, I ain't getting mixed up in this shit, lose my fucking promoter's license. Fuck that. Hey, go call UCAD. Hey, Tyson Fury. Guess what happened? Martin Carefoot called me about this. So if they open that investigation, we can be in some trouble. Why don't we drop our UK license and we'll just fight in the United States? Because that's where the money is anyway. So he drops his license. But he didn't know that there was going to be a pandemic and that the pandemic was going to alter travel. It was going to alter the world of boxing, making it almost impossible at the current moment for him to fight in the United States. And for the foreseeable future, for him to fight in the United States. The only place that he knows he would be able to fight is the UK. He doesn't even have a license there because he got cute after he, again, like I said, stiffed somebody that bribed him to allow him to damn near bankrupt the British Boxing Board of Control. And you think I'm something wrong for me for calling him a cheater? Or do you just not read the newspapers? You don't read? You read? Huh? Come on, man. Come on, man. See you, trolls. Now y'all made the conversation about Fury cheating just made it worse. Yes. Dude, shut up talking to me. Shut up talking to me, man. I can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. The fact that Deontay Wilder lost that fight to Tyson Fury does not mean that Tyson Fury is not a cheater. The two things can happen at the same fucking time. You want to act like it's one or the other. It's not one or the other. He won the fight and he's a cheater. Got that? You know what I mean? The lady is your wife and she's boning that dude over there. Your wife is who I'm talking about, by the way. She can be married and a cheater at the same time. He can be champion and a cheater at the same damn time. Same damn time. Yes, sir. Man, where's Leaf today, man? Leaf ain't in the chat. All righty. Let me see. I should think my responses are what's going on, main event? Mark said, oh, finally caught alive. Yes, sir, man. Good to see you. Yeah, and he cheated, and cheating is how he won. You know, hey, see Juniper B? Let's say for argument, because I want to play, what's that bozo that came in here? You know, the hating dude that said arse. Dude, will you please replace the R and the E and put two S's? In the U.S., we don't say arse. We say ass, okay? You say ass. Now, I was going to tell a mama joke about that word. It would have worked nicely, but I decided I wouldn't do it because you haven't been that big a jerk to me. What's going on, Underground Asylum? Much love in that super chat, man. Thank you so much, sir. Ooh, I set the mama joke up nice, too. I set it up nice. It just flowed right into that, huh? So Fury's skilled and could definitely win, but the way he won was helped by those gloves. Those cuts were helped. I mean, I do. Look, man, once a cheater, that's just what it is, dude. It's a fair play. It's a fair playing field. Once you get caught cheating, dude, you got caught cheating. You can't act like something's wrong with somebody for thinking that you would cheat again. That wasn't when you got caught cheating, wasn't the first time you cheated. What's the chances of you just cheating and the only time you ever cheated is the time you got caught? Right? Very little. How many times you go out and speed? The first time you shoplift, more than likely you didn't get caught. The second time that person shoplifted, they didn't get caught. Eventually they get caught. They get caught, they might change. They get caught, they might do it again. But that wasn't the first time they did it. So once you get caught cheating, then you, in my book, you be treated as if you cheated a bunch of times. And with Tyson Fury, dude, he cheated multiple times. He's also there with the Steve Cunningham fight, cheating. He got the win in that fight cheating. It's not even like he hasn't gotten wins in fights by cheating. He pinned Steve Cunningham's head down with his forearm, released and punched at the same time, and got a knockout. That's a foul blow. He should have lost that fight. If things were fair, he would have lost the fight to Steve Cunningham on that. He's won fights cheating. So to act like he wouldn't do it again, it's like, what do you stop? Come on, man. I mean, dude, don't try to play people stupid. Don't, not me anyway. Come on, man. He cheated in the Steve Cunningham fight. It's right in your face. But you probably didn't watch. But you don't care. Just be honest with it, dude. Just say you don't care about cheating. Just say it. If you say it, it'll set you free. You know what I mean? Underground Asylum said cheaters cheat until they're caught. Yeah. It's just, come on, man. Alexander Povetkin has had steroid allegations associated with him multiple times. Dillian White, steroid allegations associated with him multiple times. Multiple times. And I say that to show you that the people, that's because they've done it multiple times. They got caught multiple times because they've done it multiple times. And they get caught most likely because they did it multiple times. Multiple times. That's outside of the ring. That's outside of the ring. In the just steroids. Not even talking about what's going on in the ring. You think every time somebody's cheating in the ring, it's because, they caught him every time? They caught him every time? Like Margarito, every time he got in there with them with plaster Paris on his hands, he didn't do that multiple times. Man, come on, man. Panama Lewis was associated with that, and he also took padding out of the gloves. The trainer that was responsible for that, the Alexis Arguello asthma medicine thing, and the Lewis Reston versus, I can't remember who Lewis Reston was fighting when he had the padding out of the gloves. I mean, just come on, man. People cheat, and you guys acting like people out of their mind for saying somebody cheated. You're being melodramatic and you're full of shit. Just come on, man. That's like saying, "Oh, nobody cheat on their taxes." Like, "Oh, don't nobody. Oh, he would never cheat on his taxes." I mean, damn it, dude. If somebody came and told you that Tyson Fury cheated on his taxes, you wouldn't doubt that shit for a minute. Man, of course he did. Louis Resto, thank you. I said Reston, thank you. Anyway, most of these new Fury fans, they're not Fury fans, dude. They're not Fury fans. They're ex-AJ fans trying to rub it in Deontay Wilder fans' faces. Dude ain't got no fans. Tyson Fury ain't got no fans. Please. Who's a fan of Tyson Fury? Who's out there really beating the drum for Tyson Fury? Nobody. Nobody. All they're doing is insulting Deontay Wilder, man. That's all they're doing. Nobody drummed up. They're just happy that he beat the Anthony Joshua fans. You think of all those people that came to see Deontay Wilder. What are the chances? Now, I wish I could have this information. What do you think the chances are that a significant number of people that came to see Eddie Hearn, to see Andy Ruiz knock out Joshua, were the same people that came to see Tyson Fury fight Deontay Wilder? How much you want to bet that those a lot of the same people? A lot of the same people. The crowd, you said what? Let me rephrase it. Let me make sure I say this clear. There were two large groups of UK people that came for heavyweight fights recently. The first was a crowd of UK fight fans that came to see Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. And then another crowd of UK fight fans that came to see Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. What I'm saying is, what would you bet that those two groups of people really are the same group of people? That many of the same people that went to that one fight went to the next, who had a really good time in New York City, but their boy lost, came to spend and gamble in Las Vegas and see another hometown guy fight. What do you think the chances are? I think high. I think they're high. I think they're very, very high. That there's a good chance that that's the same fan. That's the same group of fans. That's not going to be just one group of AJ fans completely, and they just decided we're not interested in going back. And all of the new Tyson Fury fans came, oh man, get out of here. That ain't nothing but the same British dudes that were fans of Anthony Joshua. And they're all sitting there talking about, and they're all now wanting the two guys to fight, which is reasonable. I would want to see the fight. I wanted to see Andy Ruiz, Deontay Wilder, but unfortunately, that didn't come to fruition because somebody had a rematch clause. You know what I mean? Regis versus Mikey Garcia. I take Regis Prograis. But Mikey Garcia has a very good chance in that. It'd be a good fight. I'm not 100% sure on that. Bumpy Thompson, I strongly disagree, but I can't argue my point right now while too busy. So it's your oh, that's not for me. Because I was about to say, Bumpy Thompson was trying to argue with me. Man, what were we arguing about? Wright said, because none of these Brits traveled to see Fury against Violent or Safiri and won't travel here to see Fury fight anybody but Wilder. Thank you. Because if the crowd was all Brits, that means there weren't no Americans there to see Tyson Fury. Ain't that funny how things work like that? Look at the crowd is for Tyson Fury. Yeah, there were Brits, right? They're British people, right? Yeah, there were British, tons of Brits. Great. So there ain't no American fans in there then. So if he ain't got any American fans and they came to see him fight, how do you think, and they were all Brits, why do you think that they're all the Brits are just going to keep coming over? Like for every fight? No, they're not gonna. If that's the case, go to the UK and fight. Honor that man's contract. I mean, yeah, they're gonna have to one way or the other. I don't even think it's real. They're not even acting, quite honestly, dude, they're not even acting, Gun, they're not acting like they're not gonna honor the contract. Bob Arum ain't saying nothing that makes people believe that he ain't honoring that contract. Other than that, there's a possibility that, that the money might not work. And the fight's difficult to make because the guys can't get into the same physical location. If that's the case, I mean, then there's nothing really you can say about the fight not happening. If that's the case. But assuming that is not the case, they got to give up the fight, man. And I don't think anybody's acting like they won't because there's more money in it. And Bob Arum ain't trying to mess with Eddie Hearn. He wants to starve Eddie Hearn out. Okay. He wants Eddie Hearn. He wants Eddie Hearn to lose Anthony Joshua to Kubrat Pulev so he can have that fight. Yeah, exactly. Especially when you with this Rona out here, they need to stay over there. Yeah. What's going on, Hamadis? Yeah, it's just, I don't really think that's an issue, man. Wilder should have went to the Crunk Gym. This is Star Lion. Wilder should have went to Crunk Gym before Fury made his way over there because honestly, Crunk has the lessons that Wilder needs in his arsenal aside from the right hand. Yeah, I mean, who's going to train Wilder is the talk about Foreman and Mayweather true? I don't know who's going to, I know who's going to train, some of who's going to train him, JD's and Mark Breland. But I don't know who they're going to bring in extra. I want my guy, Buddy McGirt. Is the talk about Foreman and Mayweather true? Foreman coming, I don't know what's the talk with Foreman about Foreman. And Mayweather training fighters, hey, if he wants to do it, it can happen. I mean, he's out there, holding gloves and doing stuff, but we'll see what happens when he actually can leave, when he can travel freely. Right now, I mean, a lot of people are doing stuff that they wouldn't normally be doing because you really can't go and do anything else. Box with Straight Right said they're still having fights in the UK, so Wilder could potentially fight here, but Fury cheated, so he can't fight in the UK. Yep. That's crazy. You got a British heavyweight champion before fighting for a heavyweight title, drop his British boxing license. Say that he does not want to fight, because when you drop your license, that's telling them that you don't intend to fight there anymore. And he's a Brit that is under suspicion for having bribed somebody in a. And y'all acting like that shit's just copacetic. Like it don't even burn. That's like, dude, did you guys see what happened in that? I can't remember. Was it a state house in the United States that there are certain people that walked into a government building and were very able to protect themselves? Did you see that? Man, that's crazy. And you had state senators saying how happy that they were that they had police to protect them. But a militia just walked into your. If they was black, boy, if they were black people, we can do that, right? It's not two different worlds, right? That was Michigan. It ain't two different worlds, right? We can do that. We can do that. You can go get like some Crips to grab some machine guns and walk up into California's state capitol and look down on a crowd of state senators, and they're going to say, "Ooh, well, we're really glad that these people are within their constitutional rights." Come on, man, Paulie. Hey, yo, Paulie. Yo, player, Paulie. Ain't no issues, huh? Ooh, Schmitty, very. That's why I'm saying I just didn't say the words. I'm just not going to say the words. I'm just not going to say the words. But oh yeah. That's easy. That's the same, Yeah, that's it. Yeah, ain't no problems. No problems. That's normal. Everybody can do that, dog. Everybody can do that. Just go ahead and grab one, dog. That's the American way. Every American citizen can go do what they just did and get away with it and walk away from it. Do you realize what would happen? Do you realize what could happen? What would happen if that was Tyrone and them? Dude, first of all, they wasn't walking away. First of all, they ain't getting there. Number one, they ain't even getting there. You know what I'm saying? I have a hard time believing they're even going to get there. That shit's going to stop way outside. Too many Negroes congregating. Stop right now. They just, you know what I'm saying? I can't believe that. However, no. Walk away. But say, for example, somehow they could get in the building, right? Tyrone and them could get in the building like that and stand over there and walk away. Do you realize what would go on in the neighborhood that they're from after that? Everything's normal, dude. Yeah, it's my imagination. I know. It's my player Paulie. Dog. Maybe that's why they act like that. That's why hey man, them some privileges. Now, is that a right or a privilege? Is that a right or a privilege? Amazing. Black men get for being seen with, yeah. Dude, you eat that shit, you can't do it. Because that's the law. That is what I'm talking about when I be talking about it. That's the law right there. That's the law. Not what's written down. That's the law. You know damn well you can't do that shit. It ain't written down anywhere that I can't. Man, yes, it is. It's written down in your brain. You know dang well they ain't gonna treat you like that. So stop acting like they do. Like, man, that's why all these clowns that act like that ain't real always get me. Dude, you know they can do that. You know they can. You know they can. Walk right into the building. Because who's in the building? They're in the building. They're in the building. It's them. It's them. They are one group of people. Same down there, the same people toting it. Okay? Come on, man. Dude, the only place black people can get away with that is in a black church. Now that I could see happening. Some wild out there person doing that in a black church. And then they wouldn't be able to find them nowhere. Wouldn't nothing be right. Nothing be wrong with that. They could get away with that in a black church. But other than that, nah, homie. And even then, get blasted on the way to the building in the national every minority neighborhood. Oh, for months on God on that. Yes. Yes. You will be on motherfucking lockdown because you would have made everybody afraid. There's a group of black, they can tote their gun. What? What's wrong? Change the Constitution. Change the Constitution. Anyway, I'm sorry, man. I went way off into that. Do I think Marcus Brown can make a comeback? Yeah, absolutely I do. He just got clipped by some wild ass shots. He got to up his game, man. He got to up his defense. But I think he can make the adjustments for that. Put on some weight. I don't know. I think if he goes back to some fundamentals, his power will prevail defense and a tall opponent with some setups to utilize that right hand. Yeah, man, you know. Oh, you're talking about Thank you, Puni. Yeah, man. I think a lot of that stuff was staged anyway. Personally, I ain't trust none of that, man. That was like, what? I think people did that with some egging on to do that. That's like just too fucking villainous. Anyway, I'll leave that alone. I don't believe everything I see. None of those elected officials are citizens. They gave their citizens up when they got elected. If the police had to protect them, then something is wrong because the military is wrong. No, dude, you don't give up your citizenship when you're elected. You don't give your U.S. citizen when you're elected. You're still a citizen. You don't give up your citizenship. You still have the right to vote. You still got to pay taxes. They're definitely U.S. citizens. In fact, you cannot be in those positions if you're not a U.S. citizen. Maybe you mean something a little different than a citizen. A civilian, they're not a civilian anymore. If you mean as in being a civilian, then yeah, they're not civilians, but they still have the same protection as a citizen. You know? Yep, Juniper B, it's crazy, ain't it? But look, man, but don't act surprised. Don't act surprised. I feel like the Tyson Fury cheating just like I feel about this. Don't act surprised. Are you shocked? The only people nobody's even shocked. It's like this whole thing with the virus and how the money's being spent. None of you guys are shocked by this shit. You guys just fucking around, like, not you specifically, but they just run around bumping their lips, acting like they don't see what's going on. They don't care about you. They don't. Exactly. Don't act surprised, dude. That they can't be a dual citizen. I don't know about that. I'd have to look that up. I don't know. Um, I don't know how Eddie is going to get into the Middle East. Oil prices are way down. Those countries are on lock as well. Those countries aren't paying for empty seats. They want optics. Yeah, man, it's just a bunch of they just bumping their lips, man. That's all. That's no problem. They're just bumping their lips because nobody knows what the deal is. Nobody has any time for any. There's no times for anything. It's just, man, we're talking boxing. That's just what it is. It's just like we're sitting up here chopping it up right here, talking boxing. That's all they're really doing, talking boxing. There ain't nothing. There's nothing to that. Nothing to it other than some very reasonable conversation that Bob Arum had. I mean, and Bob Arum is like, as far as making the fights I want to see, I ain't big on him. I ain't big on his approach to like who he needs to, like who he thinks he should be promoting. Like, on what planet would you sign with the same guy that can sign Bam Bam Rios? Have to have somebody come out of the blue to sign Terence Crawford. Like, what world is this? You know what I mean? What world is Zhou Ming, the guy, and Terence Crawford is fighting in parking lots? Like, that's not like that in basketball. Basketball, they have a good way of getting the best players in the right position because as a team you got to win. Boxing, man, that slip. How Terence Crawford was not just I know he's in Nebraska. Maybe it was a good part of it being a Nebraska thing because he's from Nebraska. Ain't shit in Nebraska. Like, in the middle, what it's like Nebraska's damn near like the countryest Midwest state that you could possibly have. It's like more country, like Nebraska is more country than Iowa. I'm just talking shit. Zhou Ming, they were too busy promoting Chocolatito and focusing on. Oh, dude, but listen to this, Junior B. Listen to how they cover. Listen to how they cover. Well, I can't tell you because they're not going to do it anymore because HBO's gone. They wouldn't even give Terence Crawford a compliment without complimenting Gennady Golovkin, Vasily Lomachenko, and Roman Chocolatito. Oh, no. Vasily Lomachenko, Gennady Golovkin, and Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. They could. Whoa, well, that's because. Oh no, Canelo, the other people that they were promoting. Oh yeah, fighters like Bud and Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez and whoever and Chocolatito. They're so exceptional that they can never. No normal fighter can touch them. Like, what? Every time Terence Crawford did something, that's what he would say. He would spend half of his comment or more than half of his comment talking about Chocolatito, Gennady Golovkin. Like Chocolatito is somebody's Terence Crawford. Ugh, crazy. But anyway, man, much love to everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody that supported in the super chat today in the live stream. We will check you out tomorrow. It's not tomorrow, Sunday morning on OG Boxing Talk. I know we go on for 2 hours for that show. I know it's early in the morning, but it will be 8 o'clock in the morning, like it is every Sunday. So with my man for sure going to be there is KQKC Boxing and my man Drew Titan. Hopefully Curtis Anderson will be back and Blood will be back this weekend. And shout out to Scrapbook. I haven't heard from Scrapbook in a while, but I'll reach out to Scrapbook, see how things are cooking with Scrapbook. But anyway, not Scrapbook, excuse me, Trap House Boxing. And with that, I'm out. Peace.